guys, in this video I'm going to show you how I make some Halloween themed cookies. So I'm just using some gingerbread biscuits that I've used this cutter for. Now I'll link below the video everything that I've used within this video. Now I did go a little bit heavy with fondant on this, guys, so you can keep yours much thinner. And I'm just going to roll out some black fondant. Now it's easier to buy it ready coloured if you're going to use black than it is to dye it yourself. It's very messy. But I'm putting a little bit of royal icing on my cookie just to stick it on. I've used the same cookie cutter that I used for the cookie to cut out the black. And I'm going to put this on most of the cookies that I've done. And I thought it makes a really nice plaque shape, but I didn't want to use it as a plaque, this shape. And of course you can use royal icing for piping like a spider's web effect, which is what we're going to do. But I had some of these on the shelf. Now guys, I do have a shop, so sometimes I just have products there that I want to kind of have a bit of a play around with. So I'm using this icing writing tube, but of course you can just pipe with royal icing. That's absolutely fine to do as well. So we're just piping a spider web shape on, so starting from the sort of the middle of the web going outwards and then some lines across, and then let's put a little spider on. So I thought I'd do like a little black spider on this. It doesn't actually show up very well at all on the camera, I don't think. You could see it a little bit better in person than you can when I look back on film. So I've gone for a big circle for the body and a smaller circle for the head. And then some little sausage shapes for the legs, 4 on each side. 2 little bits at the front of its face. I don't know what these are called. You guys can tell me in the comments below what these parts of a spider are actually called. And then you can just put in some sugar pearls for eyeballs, or you can roll them in fondant yourself if you want. I've started with black eyeballs, but I switched them out later for white ones with little eyeballs drawn on, or little irises and pupils drawn on. So you can leave the cookie as it is, or if you want, you can pipe a little border around the outside edge. If you're doing a border and you're doing it in royal icing, of course, you can change the piping nozzle, because I've got one of these icing writers. It's just got like a round end, so I can't do too much shape-wise with it. So I've replaced it with white eyeballs. Now, these are actually sprinkles, and I do have another video where I do these, so I'll put a link up in the corner of the screen, link into that video so you can see how I did those eyeballs. So for our next cookies, I think what we'll do is we'll go for stripes. So I've rolled out some white fondant, nice and thin. Go as thin as you can with this, and the same with the black. We're going to cut the black into strips, lay it over the white, and I'm just going to roll it in just a little bit to flatten it into the paste. And then I'm going to go over that with my cookie cutter and cut out the shape. We're going to stick these onto the cookies the same way as we did with the black ones, using a bit of royal icing. The royal icing should hopefully stop our cookie going too soggy. If you use like edible glue, it's just a little bit wetter than the royal icing, and it can make your cookie go a bit soggy. So on some of them that are plain black, I'm just going to try putting a little imprint in with the edge of my ruler. Just make sure it's a clean ruler. This one I only use for cake decorating. And then I'm also going to try using that tube of icing again to just put some white lines across. And it's up to you how many lines you put on. You might want to do some where they go all the way across the cookie, or leave some where it's just in the middle. Apologies for all the background noise today, guys. So one of these ones that are plain black, I'm going to use like this kind of purpley pinky colour. It's actually red and black mixed together is this colour, guys. And it's going to become like gums. So this one is one that's got quite a lot of fondant on, so you might not want to put as much on as this. I'm going to say this one's more for show, or for somebody that loves eating fondant. My sister loves eating fondant. I know not everybody does. So I've put some little gaps in the gums where I want the teeth to go, and then I'm going to roll some white bits of fondant for the teeth. So some almost like carrot shapes. Some mini carrot shapes in white for our teeth. You're going to do the similar thing for the bottom gums. So we might have to move those teeth out the way a little bit. And I apologise, guys, there's quite a bit of background noise today. I'm having work done on my house, and I am sat at home at the moment voicing over this video. So we're going to put teeth in the bottom gums the same way as we did on the top. You can press down around the gums that look indented around like the teeth, and just fill the mouth really with teeth. So I'm using the bumps in where the cookie cutter was, like the shape of the cookie cutter, for where each tooth goes roughly. So let's make a little skull for one of our other ones. And I'm starting with a circle. I'm going to squash it down. I'm pushing in a little bit around the jaw area. I'm going to give it some nostrils and then some little lines for where the teeth go. Press in with your fingers where the eyes are going to go. And we're going to use some more of these little sprinkles for eyes. So these ones are chocolate in the middle, so they do taste quite nice on the cookies, these ones. They're not like hard sugar. Going to use an edible pen now to draw on eyebrows. And then some little pupils, like so. You can even darken the nostrils a bit if you want with your pen. And then if you want to add a bit of shading, just take some black edible powder. Again, guys, I'll put links below the video for which powders I've used. You can use different ones if you like, though. I'm just going around those eyes, and also you can use it to shade around the teeth a little bit as well. Just makes it look a little bit spookier if it's a bit darker. And you can do the same kind of skull shape on other cookies. This one I thought might look nice with 3 on, so we're going to do the bigger one in the middle, and then we'll do a smaller one each side. Same kind of thing as we did on that last one. So you'll see you can shape them a little bit when they're actually in place on the cookie as well. Just make sure you don't press too hard that you don't break the cookie underneath. Let's put in our eyeballs, and then we'll just draw the pupils on again, just like we did with the last one. And you can even give them little eyelashes if you want, because we're not going for realistic style skulls on these. And just shade them like we did the other ones. And then this last one that's got the lines in, oh, it's not quite the last one, but I think I'm going to do another one with teeth on the other black one. I'm going to push those little chocolate sprinkles in, or chocolate pearls. I've kind of got a splatter effect on, but I quite like that. And then I'm going to pipe using the bits of my icing that are left in that little tube. Pipe some little teardrops on. And then we will draw the pupil on. So it's more like an eyeball. Okay, guys, so I'm going to do another one of the teeth cookies. But this time what I'm going to do is just put a load of the chocolate sprinkles in the center of the mouth so it looks like it's eating eyeballs. I thought if I put some eyeballs on one of the teeth ones, then it kind of links in with my other cookies, because most of the other cookies have got these eyeballs on there somewhere. And of course you can shade it with your edible black powder in the same way we did with the other ones. I think the shading makes quite a big difference to them as well. So the stripy ones that I did, I'm going to use some lettering. And rather than just pressing it into my cookie and imprinting it in the cookie itself, I'm going to roll out a piece of that kind of purpley pinky fondant that we made with the red and black. And I'm going to press my wording in. So these are little plastic letters. Again, I'll put links below to the ones that I've used, and you can use different styles. So we've put those in there. And then what we're going to do is cut around them. So leaving a bit of an outline around the edge. If your fondant's a little bit too soft to do it straight away, then you can just put it to one side. So I'm going to put that evil word to one side. And this one that says boo, I did earlier. It's had a little bit of time to set. And what I'm going to do is colour in the letters in the middle. So the bits that were imprinted, I'm just colouring them in with my edible pen. But you can paint them in with food colouring. Going to put a tiny bit of water, or you can use edible glue on the back, and we're simply going to place that on the cookie. Now I like this one. I know it's quite simple, but I like it. So once your lettering's had a bit of time to firm up a bit, then cut around the edge. Apologies guys, there is an aeroplane going over, and it's quite noisy at my house when the aeroplane goes over. Now sometimes getting around curves can be a little bit tricky, so you might want to use a craft knife rather than a large knife. Also a straw. Sometimes I use a straw in bits where I need to take out like a little curve, just because it gives me a little circle shape. So we're just going to repeat that on there. Yeah, I really like the letters. Let me know in the comments below, guys, which of the cookies you prefer. I like these stripy ones. They remind me of Beetlejuice. I like the teeth ones, but there's a lot of fondant on the teeth ones. Or do you guys prefer the skull ones? Or even the spiderweb one? I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel for weekly tutorials. Bye! If you liked the video, be sure to hit the thumbs up button and leave me a comment below. You can see more of my tutorials by clicking on the images on screen now. If you haven't already, make sure you click the subscribe button to stay up to date with my future tutorials. There are also links in the description box below where you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, and more.